Hey, what's shaking, everyone? Steve here at the TheDjLab, and we got some stuff to talk about today. Because yesterday we had the release of stems on Engine OS, primarily right now for the Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus, and then on December 11th we're going to get them for all the other Engine OS units, but it's going to cost you $9.99 US for 4 devices. And, I've been looking around through the comments and in the forums and stuff, and I can't believe there's people hate. What's going on, Jamie? I can't believe there's people hating right now. You know what people are saying? People are saying when the Prime 4 Plus came out, they advertise it as having standalone processed stems that are going to get processed on the unit. And that's a little bit of misleading false advertising because they ran the beta and they didn't sound that good. They were trying, and they basically sold you a Prime 4 Plus that could do stems, and the impression was that this is what they were going to do. And now people are saying, like Mojax said, it was a sloppy fix. I couldn't believe Mojax. He made a video, and this guy's usually pretty fair about things, but he was kind of coming down on the Denon DJ stuff a little hard, I think. He did say, he agrees. I agree. I think the stems sound really, really good. And I think they sound better than DJ Pro. I think they sound better than Virtual DJ. Depends on what you listen to, but overall, they're pretty consistent. I think they sound good. I think they're very usable. I would easily use stems to DJ out with, no problem. But this whole thing about, well, you promised this. Well, come on now. Seriously. Let's talk about empty promises, right? Look at the Opus Quad as an example. How long has it been out and it still doesn't have streaming services? Nobody's out there saying anything about that. No one's talking about it. They're coming, but when? You bought an Opus Quad, expected to have streaming services shortly. You bought an Omnis Duo, expecting soon, and it's not there yet. No one's saying nothing. If you bought, this is why I call this, is Denon DJ the Devil? No, they are not the devil. Everybody seems to have this. Pioneer fanboys really like to hate on this company. The company literally took SC 5000, 5000M. The original Prime 4 has been out for a long goddamn time. And how many updates have they given you that weren't bug fixes like the other companies? The other companies, when there's a firmware update, it's because something's screwed up and not working. When do they ever give you something extra? Okay, CDJs, eventually we got an update and we were able to do streaming off Beatport, which is kind of, it works, but it's not implemented as well as the Denon DJ products. And it just kind of burns me a little bit. Why people are hated. The company, someone said, I'm not paying for an update. The guy has a Prime 4 and he doesn't want to pay $10 to get stems. Like, if you don't care about stems and you don't want them, you don't got to pay. It's pretty simple. Don't pay. Keep doing what you're doing. But shit, for $10, someone's crying to me. And it's not like the company, I told the company they should charge minimum 20. You know what? I myself personally, I'm not rich. I would have paid $100 to have stems. And I'm not even DJing out. You know what I mean? Like, I would have gladly given a company $100 because that's a lot cheaper than buying a whole new goddamn controller. And anyone who bought that Prime 4 Plus based on the fact that you only upgrade it so you can get stems, well, there's something wrong with you. I'll spend $100 for stems, but you wouldn't spend like what, $3,000? Or I don't even know what it was in Canada. But you wouldn't spend that kind of money to get stems that sounded like shit. The beta was out there. It was all over the place. We knew they didn't sound good and they were working on it. And guess what? It just wasn't good enough. You know, it was okay, but it wasn't good enough to do public performance. So I don't think these guys were giving you a sloppy fix. I think they gave the proper fix. This is what should have happened all along. No one has complained. CDJ 3000, you know how much money that is? And I still need to take my stick, go to my computer, plug it in, and analyze my files. The AZ, same thing. Opus Quad, same thing. Every piece of DJ gear standalone that you have, you need to analyze your shit on a computer, right? And organize your libraries. So, what's the big deal now that we're going to analyze our music on the computer for stems? And then Mojax talked about the size of files. So, you know what? You're going to, if you got your whole library, say your whole library is like 10 gig worth of music, and you analyze 10 gig worth of tracks, which is crazy, but let's say you did, chances are you're going to have like a 30 gig library. Big deal. Hard drives are cheap. Go buy a new hard drive. Go buy a new SSD. Go buy new USBs. Who cares? But so many people on the Denon DJ group, like, it's the Denon DJ group, and people are whining about this fact. $10 is nothing. They're not making money on this. They're paying the licensing for the company. I don't even know who the hell's doing it, but it's licensed proprietary stuff that they're paying for. If they want to make money, they could have charged $100. I would have paid it. I suggested to them, you should charge more. Why? Why aren't you charging more money? Are you crazy? Because they're not trying to burn users. That's why it's working for SC5000 in December. It's working for the original Prime 4. They could have easily said, you haven't spent money with our company in 8 years. You get nothing. And they didn't. We got the sampler. We got Bluetooth. I mean, they just kept giving us things. The goddamn SC6000 had Wi-Fi in the goddamn thing that they hid. And they hid the Bluetooth functionality. For how long? Future-proof, man. They promised that they were going to make future-proof gear, and here it is all these years later. The proof is there. They future-proof their stuff. I can't say the same. You don't. Do you have streaming services on a CDJ 2000 Nexus 2? Nope. Could they have done it? Would have had the horsepower to do so? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not, because maybe at the time that they made a brand new CDJ 2000 Nexus 2, maybe that chip was already so underpowered compared to current chips that it is that far back. I don't know. But I'm getting real sick of people out there crying about $10 and acting like it was a sloppy fix. They thought they could do something. They sold you on the fact that it was going to be a standalone stem unit, and it can't do it. Oh, fucking well. Get over it. Get over it. If you don't like it, if you bought a Prime 4 Plus and you feel like you got ripped off somehow, do me the favor. Just put your damn unit online. Guess what? Now that we have this whole stem thing, I'm sure the Prime 4 Plus is going to sell like hotcakes because the stem sounds so good. You can sell your Prime 4 Plus and you can go buy yourself. Let's stick in the same realm of things. So the best comparison to a Prime 4 Plus on the Pioneer DJ side is go buy yourself an Opus Quad. Go buy an Opus Quad and tell me how you like it. I just got an Opus Quad here yesterday to play around with. I've used it literally for like, 30 minutes. And it's kind of cool. I don't have an adjustable screen. There's some things I got to get used to. It feels like what the AZ should have been. Strangely enough, the touchscreen effects are kind of cool. There's some tricks I can do on this thing I can't do on anything else. And but yeah, you don't have no streaming services. You don't have no stems. So if you got a Prime 4 Plus, yeah, and you're crying because now you gotta do your stems on the computer, and you thought when you bought it that you were going to get to do them on the machine without a computer. Sorry about your luck. They tried. They're still working on it. Whether, I don't know if they're ever going to get working on this one or it's going to be the next generation. But seriously, stop crying. Stop crying on the forums. They're not the devil. Everyone makes them seem like the devil. When I talk to other companies and they tell me things, they're like, how bad this company is. And then the company, when I talk to them, they're super nice guys. Everyone who works at Ed Music that I've talked to has been so easy to talk to. They're not treating me like special because I got some big YouTube channel. These guys were good to me when I was no one. I'm still no one. I'm still a nobody in the grand scheme of YouTube. And I can message them any time of the day, ask them a question, they got an answer for me. You know? And like Alpha Theta, thing with Alpha Theta, and this is just, it might just be the timing of things, but I didn't really have any good connections with Alpha Theta, any real friends there. As I got a little bit bigger on the channel and other channels kind of knew me and stuff, I did make the connections. I don't think they do anything for me because of the size of my channel, by no stretch. So you know what? Equally, both companies treat me well. I think both companies have good gear for different DJs, different tools for different jobs. And just people got to stop ripping on this whole Prime 4 Plus. It should have did stems. Who cares about stems? It's not that big of a deal. I like them for open format DJ, hip hop DJ. There's a lot of DJs that are going to really have fun with stems. And even just at home, you want to mash some shit up. You always want to mash things up, but you're not a producer. You don't want to get into Ableton and all that shit. Like me, it's an easy way to take like a little bit of Taylor Swift, a little bit of drum and bass, mash them together, and you know, maybe it's not something I'm going to play out. Maybe I'm not going to record it, but just at home, experimenting and fucking around here at the TheDjLab, it's fun. DJing is all about having fun. It isn't all about making money. But if you want to make money, I still say the Denon DJ, the whole Engine OS ecosystem, for all the things you can do, it opens up a lot of possibilities for wedding DJs and stuff. Like, makes it easy when you got stems to mix different genres together and flow things out so you're not stuck in such a rut. Because a lot of wedding DJs I've met there's some good ones out there. The good ones will charge you a fucking boatload of money. Nick Spinelli, if you want him to DJ your wedding, you better pull out the briefcase full of cash because the guy's not cheap because he's good. Now we got stems. All of a sudden, some of the mediocre wedding DJs might be able to step their shit up a little bit because they have a few more tools at their disposal. It's like being a cook. You might not be the best cook in the world, but you just happen to have the right spices and you know how to use them, and your shit's better than it was. And you might not be the best because you're not, you know, the top chef of the world, but give the average fool a few extra spices, show them kind of what they do, and chances are they're going to be able to cook you a better meal. Okay, let me get into the chat here for a second and see what's going on with everybody. Because I can't see my screen from here because of my shitty glasses. I actually need to reach out to some opticians, see if somebody will, you know, sponsor the channel. Sponsor me some new glasses. Because it shit's starting to cost a lot. I got to change my glasses like every year. And they're just not cheap. So let me go through. I know Zombie's been in here. It's a zombie, yeah. You know, I said the same thing. Pre-render stems. We don't need to do them on the fly. Now I gotta say, using DJ Pro and Virtual DJ, and I like streaming services. I do like having the ability that I get something in my mind, I can pull up a track of Beat Source, and I can do something on the fly. I do appreciate that. So hopefully the day comes that we can do a little bit better. But truth is, If you want to do stems on the fly, we got iPads, we got phones that can do it, we got computers that can do it. Not like I can't do it. I just need extra equipment. I still need the damn computer to pre-render the stems anyway, so it doesn't make, it's not a big deal. Yeah, like, we're getting the consensus here that everyone's with me. If you're crying about $10 for an update, you're fucking mad. I've told these guys many times they could have charged me $10, $20 when they introduced the Nano Leaf and DMX lighting control thing. They didn't. They could have, but they didn't. When they introduced the sampler, I would have paid money for that. I told them straight out, I think every time you release an update that has an extra feature, not a bug fix, but just a straight extra feature, it should be paid. Why wouldn't you want to give money and help support the company that doesn't force you to buy new equipment? The other companies, you know what they do? I hate to talk shit about the other guys, but it's true. They'll give you, let's just talk about the Opus Quad for a quick second. Opus Quad, they gave us on the Opus Quad, we have touch effects. Like, well, that's cool. And there's 4 banks, so you can put what 4 banks you want to work with and use the touch effects and jump between them and say, hey man, that's kind of innovative. They gave us the knob, the little joystick knob, where you can page down, so you want to get through your library quickly, and then you click it to the left, you preview the beginning of the tracks in your headphone, right? Or you click it to the right, and it does the preview from the middle of the track. That's kind of cool too. But honestly, on the other systems, I can just touch where I want on the waveform and pre-listen. So the left and right thing, I didn't honestly need that. But it's cool. But guess what? They gave us extra features, and then they took some things away. There's no slip mode on the Opus Quad. Can you believe that? You know what else they gave us? Oh, we got Smooth Echo Out. Hey, man, Smooth Echo Out is such a great feature. We have it on the Prime 4 Plus. You got it on the Prime 4. So, this seems like one of these features that, hey, everyone's going to use that. Does the AZ have it? Nope. Nope. Why not? Why didn't you put Smooth Echo Out on an AZ? Why is there not a Smooth Echo Out on the DJM A9? Why? You had it on an S11. You see how they operate? Different toys have different features. One will have an extra this, but they take away something. So every time you gain something, you lose something. They can't just keep accumulating all their technology and to build the next one. Where the other company here, the Denon DJ team, and Newmark as well too, so the whole A-Music brand, they keep giving you stuff. Look at the Denon DJ Go. It didn't have slip mode either. And you know what? When the Go Plus came out, they listened to their users, because all the users said, listen, we want slip mode. They did a firmware update, and they put slip mode in the new one and the old one. When will the guys at Alpha Theta just, think about this for a second. If you can't do something, be very public about it in the forums and just say, the reason we don't have slip mode is this. Memory allocation, blah, 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 blah. Tell me there's a reason why. Don't just tell me, tell us all. We are all the consumers. Tell me why you had to take something out in order to put something in. Because it makes no sense. Every DJ unit on the planet should have slip mode. It was a staple. We have sync, we have slip. There's certain things you just expect. If I buy a Big Mac, there better be goddamn Big Mac sauce on my Big Mac. Just because you gave me some extra lettuce, you can't take away the sauce. You can't take away the patties, there's things I expect. I was shocked when I got the Opus Quad. I had no idea, because nobody made a video saying, look what's missing. Everyone got one, and they went rah, 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 and talked about how cool it is, and just left that whole part out saying, hey man, we're missing a button here. sorts of shit. You know, Cleveland Terry did a whole little thing on the stems. Like, I did a live stream yesterday. It was a shitty live stream. It wasn't the best video I could have ever done, especially for something that, you know, I'm premiering it and everything else. I just been super busy. I don't have good overhead cameras. Like, there's a lot of things I need to do around here, and I've just got so much other shit on my plate. This is hard to, like, I got to rebuild the whole DJ system, rebuild the studio. I just bought a new mattress yesterday because the other one got screwed and it was a little too big. So now I'm waiting on the new bed frame, and then I got to reposition everything. I'm in a small place. I don't like to whine about shit. Let's go on to OP Seeker. And then the UK, you know, I think here's the problem with the UK. I think that the distributor in the UK has not done their job, because yeah, Pioneer seems to rule over there, and this makes no sense to me. But it's like this: you have McDonald's, right? And they rule the fast food chains. They rule things. And then you got your mom and pop burger places that are way better. And there's even some franchises, but they're nowhere near as big. And they spend all their money on the actual making the burger and the nice restaurant and shit. And they don't spend a lot on marketing. And then you got guys like Denon DJ. They spend all their money on product development and build quality and all that shit. And they don't spend any money on the marketing. And when they do spend money, the marketing guys are going to hate me to say this shit. But in the past, and they don't do this anymore, I don't think, but they did spend an awful lot of money paying what they thought were big DJs to push their product and be their sales guys, essentially. And that was just maybe not the best move, because Denon DJ equipment is best for the working DJ. The guy making money, not the club DJ getting paid with drink tickets, or the festival DJ that thinks, you know, some producer who thinks he's going to get famous and he's going to be the next James Hype. That's not the guy who needs a Denon DJ equipment. It's the wedding DJ, the event DJs, your bar mitzvah guys. You know, it's that stuff. It's not the glory. Denon DJ is not the big glory DJ gear. It's not for ego DJs. If you're an ego DJ, you probably want to be on some Pioneer equipment or Alpha Theta stuff. Simple, because all the ego DJs, that's what they use, right? And there's nothing wrong with being an ego DJ. Absolutely nothing wrong. If you want to DJ just because you love the attention and you like to feed off the crowd and shit, and you're that kind of person, all the power to you. I like my Pioneer DJ stuff, but not because I want to be a club DJ. I like to know everything. I don't want to be left out in the cold. I don't want to be talking about one thing and I don't know shit about the other, because I know a lot of people on my channel that talk a lot of shit and they don't have no room to talk shit. They've never put their money where their mouth is. I've put my money where my mouth is a million times over in this channel. I bought all this shit so I can know the differences, and I can speak my mind and tell you exactly what's what. And Russell Christian said, "Hey Phil, how you doing?" Who the fuck's Phil? You don't think I'm Phil, do you? I'm Steve Stone, man. Don't let, you know, the stupid button-up t-shirts, the button-up collared shirts here confuse you with and the glasses and the gray beard with, you know, Mr. Digital DJ tips over there. Because I am not Phil. I don't sell DJ courses. In fact, everyone tells me, hey, all these other YouTube channels, they make big money selling DJ courses. And I'm the guy that says, you know what? What are you joking? You're going to pay some person to teach you how to DJ. If you can't figure it out your own, just by knowing music in your head, watching some free tutorial videos, if you need to pay someone to teach you, to sell you some videos on how to DJ, or to go to a DJ school, like I had people come to my place. They were paying to use my equipment. You know, I showed them tips and tricks, but I wasn't teaching them how to DJ. You know what I mean? They knew how to DJ, and maybe they just didn't know the equipment. And I was kind of giving them the run through on the gear and letting them have the experience of using my equipment. You gotta pay to learn how to DJ. You shouldn't even be doing it. Go find a better hobby, man. Like if it's built into your system, you're either born with this shit or you're not. It's like cooking. Some people are just born to cook. And then some people earn their money going to school to learn how to cook. Fuck. We have YouTube free. Cooking shows are free. You don't need to pay. There's some things you need to pay to go to school. You need a certificate. You're never going to get a DJ job holding a certificate that says, I got taught by Digital DJ Tips how to DJ. Nobody gives a fuck. Laid back Luke taught me how to DJ. Nobody cares, man. It's not going to help you. Take that money and invest it in music. Go buy good music. Put the work in. Don't try and shortcut it by having someone else teach you how to do what they do, so you become a Laid Back Luke clone. And nothing to say about Laid Back Luke. He's a very successful guy. Nice guy. Russell, you did think I was fucking Phil, didn't you? You motherfucker. And right, OP Secret, I do understand some people, they feel like you get what you pay for. If they put the money in, they're committed and they'll do it. Guess what? I spent money on the gym. I went one time, I used their massage chairs and shit. I didn't go exercise. And I spent another $30 and I gotta go. It's not helping me commit. The money's not helping me. Just say, man, it's not helping. Did someone just say what I thought they said? OP Seeker, you're filled to me now. Don't say that, man. You know how quickly I like to hide people from the channel, right? Alpha Theta just posted an update about the AZ saying they have postponed the release until December as a new firmware will fix the issues. Thanks, Luke. Lucas Sharon. I kind of knew that. I haven't talked about that yet. But yeah. There was a... But it's not like your regular firmware. This is not a firmware that everyone's going to be able to install. It's more for the, the text to install. That's why they were taking them back and they're doing it. Because I guess, like a lot of firmware updates, and I've seen this happen on phones and shit too, right? Some firmware updates might come with the possibility to brick your shit if not done correctly. And most firmware updates are very straightforward. This one here, I don't think was as quite straightforward as you think. I don't believe there's going to be a public release of this because by the time they know what happened, the firmware is going to fix those things, and then all the others will just be taken care of. My understanding. I'm still waiting to find out what's going on with the AZ. So in the meantime, because I've used the AZ, that my friends at Alpha Theta were kind enough to loan me an Opus Quad to play around with, because I was having, and they were kind of surprised I even asked for it. Because I'm like, could you send me an Opus Quad? They're like, really? You want one? Like, we thought you didn't want old stuff. I'm like, well, I've never had one here. And because of the AZ, I did see a lot of people were selling their Opus Quads. And a lot of people asking me, you know, what the differences were. And I thought, hey, to be fair, let's get one here and I'll tell you what the differences are. And I'm kind of surprised that there's some things about the Opus Quad I actually really like. There's other things that kind of bother me a little bit. It's a tough call, man. Opus Quad is supposed to be getting streaming services when I'm hoping, like, I feel like it's going to be sooner than later. I know it's been a long time. The moment it gets streaming services, I think that's going to change my opinion a little bit, because I do like, even though it's different, the touchscreen effects, there's some cool shit I can do with it. It doesn't have slip mode. The engineers, somebody, please at Alpha Theta, do a firmware update and add slip mode. We've got slip reverse, and I've done it. I've hit slip reverse and then the hot Q and kind of made slip mode almost kind of work. So there's if you got slip reverse, there's no reason why you can't have slip mode. And we got that big touch screen. Just add it on the screen. I don't even need a button. What's interesting with the Opus Quad, something you might not know, it has 2 quantize buttons. So you could actually have one deck quantized, one deck not quantized if you're doing a lot of hot Q finger drum and stuff. That's interesting because the AZ doesn't have separate quantization. Just some other unusual things. The 3 screens, I don't really need them. I kind of like the design of the jog wheel, even though this jog wheel design is from a CDJ 2000 Nexus 2 jog. Like not the outer housing, but just the inner workings are like a 2000. So it has that ball bearing kind of feel to it. And like, yeah, the Opus Quad, the look wise, is kind of cool looking. I just wish where they put this like brown plastic in the middle, if they had of somehow did like an actual, and I guess you could do it if you're brave enough to take one of these things apart. If someone could actually make wood inserts to go in there to put like some nice cherry wood or something, that would look nice. And I wish they hadn't did that weird front angle on the case. I mean, you got this much space between a play button on the one side and this much on the other side. It's an OCD nightmare for me. I can't unsee it. It just messes up my head. "12-inch skins. You've got something. You're making some for the Opus Quad sides, are you?" That's good, because it's the one thing that kind of kills it a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, I wish I had been in the meeting that day when they were sketching this thing out. Because I would have got out a ruler and I would have taken the front and just drew a straight line. You know? Just give me a straight line and we would have called it a day. And the other thing I swear about these units, if you got a screen that sticks out this far, because it's about that far from the sides, right? You have all that other space. What was stopping you from putting something across there and putting some more knobs and putting it all across? Like, really, it's already this big anyways. So cutting it in, you're not doing me any favors. You could have made something to sit there. You could have made small aftermarket things like add-ons that fit right there. There's a lot of things I just don't understand about manufacturing. I don't understand the design process, the engineering. I wish I knew this shit. I just wish I could sit down with someone and design something. Yeah, I want an all-in-one with wood grain and a rotary mixer. You're damn right, dude. And I wish I had the big channel like the rest of these guys. I wish instead of 35 people watching and 15 likes, by the way, if you haven't liked the channel, the video, do something about that, please? If we had the big numbers, I would have everyone pitch in money and we would manufacture our own thing. You know, the other thing I'd like to do too, it's been discussed with some people about, we're talking about the durability of Denon DJ products. And I have said time and time again, never mind the pots, the faders, the internals and shit. Let's just talk about the structural integrity of these units. Take an SC6000 as an example and take a CDJ3000 and just feel the edges and try to grab the edge and see how you can grab the edge of a 3000, the plastic, and how it moves. And could we drop test these things? No one's willing to do it. No one can afford to do it, to literally take a CDJ3000 and, I mean, don't throw it off a balcony or anything crazy. I mean, literally, just do the simple, you're walking along outside and you drop it on the ground. You're at home, you drop it on the carpet. Just drop it from a normal level and see what kind of damage you'd have. And then do the same thing with the Denon DJ SC6000. Or if you want to get more into the future, take take an Opus Quad, drop that thing, and then drop a Prime 4. And I'm curious to know, which one do you think is probably going to get wrecked the worst? And I kind of believe, especially with my CDJ3000, I think if I dropped it, it would crack. I think it'd have some real problems. I think with my SD6000M, the motorized splatter, maybe something might happen there, like something might go fly off, but I don't think it'd crack. There might be like a little ding, there might get a little dent, but I don't think it would actually crack. So, like I said, if the channel was bigger, it would be an interesting thing if I had enough people donate money to the channel for that fund. You know, they do like a GoFundMe type thing to say, you know what, it's for scientific experiment only, that we need to purchase this and this, and we're going to see which one survives a drop. And if they both survive the drop, we'll go a little higher and we'll go to the point where, you know, one of them actually gets destroyed before the other. It would be an interesting video. And yeah, Luke, hopefully the people that bought their AZs will get their shit before Christmas. But hey, to me, if you're a working DJ and you sold your shit to buy something new and you don't have a backup system, you're just stupid. Sorry, you're just dumb. You should have a backup system. As a DJ, you know, if you DJ on laptops, you should have 2 laptops. You've got your old one, you have your new one. The old one should still be good enough to get by. If you go to a wedding and you see a wedding DJ on a laptop and they don't got 2 laptops, they're fucking gambling, man. I don't care. You got the newest MacBook on the planet. Shit can happen. Shit can crash. Apple technical support and Apple Care would not exist if they didn't think there's a possibility that new shit can fuck up. Just remember that. Simple, right? Have a backup. Your DJ, have a backup. Even if your shitty backup system is literally, you know, a little external mixer that you plug everything into, and you got like a Bluetooth receiver plugged in, and you got your phone on Bluetooth, and you got a playlist, and you got a mix that you've made. When I would do weddings, I had about 4 different, like 4-hour mixes that were wedding mixes. So if something fucked up, I could just switch over. You know, if I maybe ate something that gave me some fucking food poisoning, you never know, right? You're eating some weird shit at these places. I made sure if I had a goddamn heart attack, I'd be able to hit a button, drop to the ground, and have an ambulance take me away, and the music for the night would keep on going. It's the most important day of these people's lives. You don't want to fuck around and, you know, think your computer might not crash, you might not crash, like anything can happen. And I would tell the brides, I got a lot of business because all I had to say was, I have all these plans in place that even if I was to drop dead at your wedding, all you got to do is just keep the music will keep going and just discreetly drag me out of the goddamn venue and get me an ambulance. You know what I mean? I don't want to take away from your day. Just drag me out slowly. Put a bag over me and pull me out. Sounds funny, but it's, you know, I did say this shit to people. Oh no, having a Flex 4 is like even a Flex 2. I've got a Flex 2 here. I've got to do some videos. I haven't had a chance to play with it. It's a Flex 2 is small and with an iPad, right? DJ Pro on it. It's good enough to get you by. It's more than good enough to get you by. You could literally DJ stems and do all kinds of tricks and shit with a Flex 2 and an iPad. In fact, I could do more shit with a Flex 2 and an iPad than I can with two CDJ 3000s and an Alpha Theta Euphonia or a V10 with an RMX 1000 and even with a DJS 1000 sampler attached to it. I can still do more with the iPad and a Flex 2. Sad, right? A milli mix. Yeah. If you don't have a milli mix, eh? It's pretty funny. Friends, let me put up the usual bullshit. You know me. Got to do this because, you know, I got a lot of shit to do around here. I have taken the time to come on here to, you know, I just felt I need to do a video about all this Denon DJ hate and Engine OS hate that I've seen since yesterday. And I felt the need to address it because someone's got to stand up for these guys. They're innovative. They're the underdogs. They're trying their fucking hardest. And even the guys at Alpha Theta, you know, they know they're the market leader. They know they don't need to try that hard. It's like McDonald's. They don't need to try anything hard to make money. They'll experiment a little, a new thing here, new thing there, but they're not really out there trying. And because their demographic, they like what they have, they're not expecting much more. You know, CDJ users are not looking for stems. They don't give a shit. CDJ users, you're mixing A to B. You got a couple little delays, a couple echoes going on. You've got like, how many effects are on a V10? Most CDJ users barely know how to use even 4 of those effects. They don't know how to use external pedals and shit and do all the Richie Houghton and kink type stuff with their mixer. They don't know how to run effects into the extra channels and use a channel for an effect. They don't know none of this shit. They're literally mixing A to B. Maybe they got C, the third deck. Maybe they got the third deck doing a loop or something. And that's about the extent of their creativity. And then you get a guy like James Hype that, you know, thank God there's loops. You know, he's all about loops, hot cues, and his pitch fader. And his DJS 1000, he's not really utilizing it to its full potential, what it can actually really do. So a lot of the shit he does, it's kind of like a magician. It might look fancy, it sounds kind of cool, and you know, the guy has to plan this shit out and practice. So he's a creative guy. I won't take that away from him. And he puts on a show. But trickery-wise, when you really break it down, they're not that complicated. You know, it's not that he's got a lot of great DJ skill. He just has the creativity to do this shit. And for all we know, he has a team of people that are showing him, hey, look at this mix I did. And he's got someone showing him how to do it. I don't know. Maybe he went to a DJ school. Because all of his tricks, by the way, before James Hype ever became famous, there's a French DJ on YouTube that was doing a lot of the same shit you see James Hype do long before James Hype even thought of this shit. Just saying. It's not a big deal. Someone's got to start it, but don't think James Hype created a whole bunch of things. Someone else is doing it. I've seen kids do this shit. There's a lot of smart, creative kids out there. So let's get back to what we're saying here. I'm going to just start from the top again. Denon DJ released the new engine OS yesterday and a new update, firmware update for the Prime 4 Plus. So you can analyze your tracks on your computer, separate them into stems, move them over to your Prime 4 Plus, and you hit your hot cue. You hit it twice. Well, actually, technically, I think you'll have to hit it once, but you'll see you got your 4 hot cues at the top, and you've got 4 separations, and it sounds really good. December 11th for $9.99 US, you're going to be able to unlock the potential to do stems on all of your engine OS gear, right back to the SC5000. The Prime 4 can do it. You know, SC Live 4, your Denon DJ Go, your Go Plus, like everything. Everything that runs engine OS will be able to do this. Your Prime 2. Can Prime 2 do it? Does anyone talk about that? I bet you the Prime 2 can do it too, because it runs engine OS as well. So that's what it's all about. And the people that were complaining that you got to spend $10, give your head a shake. The people that said this is a ripoff. I paid and I bought a Prime 4 Plus because they told me it was going to be able to do standalone stems. Well, that's what they thought they were going to do. Turns out they couldn't. And guess what? You're getting the free workaround, so to speak, which is actually better than what they were doing. Because on the MPC, for instance, stem separation works really good, but it's not quick. It's a long process. It's too long for DJs. And on an MPC, you can still do it on a computer and it does it better. So they thought, hey, what's better? And it's fast. You know what I mean? The stem separation on the computer is very quick with my M1 Max. Guys that have M4s are just smoking through these things. 12-inch skins has a Prime 2. Yeah, that will only, once again, that's only going to work December 11th. I know a lot of people message me saying, hey, I can't get stems working. I'm like, does nobody listen to anyone? Prime 4 Plus right now, December 11th for everyone else. You're still getting it before Christmas. And my birthday's December 7th. And I did talk to the guys and said, hey, listen, my birthday's December 7th. Please tell me for my SC6000Ms that you're going to give me a beta to try before the 11th, right? I want to be able to, you know, on my birthday, I want to do stems on my SC6000s. And they're like, yeah, we'll try and take care of you. So I have faith they'll hook me up. So anyways, I put the PayPal thing there. So if you got a couple of bucks, you want to support the channel, you can pop the links up. The other thing, now I got 12-inch skins here, that a few weeks ago, I did talk about the fact that we were going to be doing a draw to win a 12-inch skin to all the people who have been supporting the channel. And you know what? I still have the list. I still know who supported. And I'm going to be able to do the draw. But I just got to talk to 12-inch skins, figure it out. And it can't be like out of 10 people, you know what I mean? It had to be something that made sense because I want 12-inch skins to get something out of this too. It can't just be a one-way thing, right? And there's a few people that have donated that said, you know what, I don't even want to be in the draw because, not because they don't want a skin, because they just, you know, they didn't donate to be in the draw. They want to pay it forward to someone else. So, I don't think they're going to make a Prime 2 Plus. I think that ship sailed. Because literally, most people I know that had a Prime 2 all want to get a Prime 4. Everybody wants 4-channel. You know, what I would have liked to see, to be honest, I would have liked to see a Denon DJ Go 4. I would have liked to see like a 4-channel little standalone battery-powered system. All right, so 43 people here, 19 likes. Hit the like, guys. Helps the algorithm, helps the channel out. And I want to know, what do you think? Do you think Denon DJ's the devil? Do you think they burn people by doing this whole stems on the computer and they broke their promise? Because some people are saying that shit. And I think those people are just, everyone has an opinion. And I guess if you're one of those unfortunate people that you bought a Prime 4 Plus just to do stem separation, knowing that the beta testers were all out there, you know, before you bought one, there was people beta testing. And there was people, including myself, saying, hey, it's a beta. It doesn't sound that good. It's okay. It's getting there. But if you did that thinking that you were going to get full perfect stems, well, sorry about your luck. Shit happens. People bought the Opus Quad thinking they're going to get a beat port. Man, they don't got it yet. They bought the Opus Duo thinking they're going to get some shit too. And guess what? They didn't. So, you know, what do? Sell it. Sell your Prime 4 Plus if you think you got ripped off. And if you have a Prime 4 and you got SC5000 and you're telling me $10, I'm not paying $10. There was a guy on Facebook. He's like, I'm not paying $10. I'm never paying for an update. Well, I hope your shit burns up, man. Like, what can I tell you? You don't want stems, don't pay for them. You want stems, you pay for them. You don't want to pay for an update? Fine. You know what? Take your Prime 4, go pay for virtual DJ, use your computer, and do stems there. You're not paying for an update. Go buy the software. Go buy DJ Pro. Go buy something. If you want to do stems, you got to pay some money. $10. If $10 is expensive to you, you really need to reevaluate your entire life. Because you are a poor. Right? Right, 12-inch skins? The best term I ever learned from 12-inch skins was poor. You know, don't be a poor. Looking down at the poors. Like, you can be poor, but just because you are poor doesn't mean you have to be a poor. You see the difference? It's the mentality. I know rich people that have lots of money and they still act like a poor. It's a mindset. It's not your bank account balance. It's the way you think about shit. So don't think like a poor. Don't be a poor. I'm a rich. Not because of the money I got. It's because of my mentality. $10. I don't give a fuck about $10. I don't give a fuck about $1,000. Money is everywhere, man. Everywhere. There's not some unlimited. This isn't like a Bitcoin. It's not like there's only so much out there. Money is everywhere. I could walk right now and find a bunch of ways to make a couple of bucks. I'm choosing to do this because I want to share information. I want to help people out. So this is my way to try to make a couple of bucks. Not that I've made any money today because no one wanted to hit the PayPal link. Everyone assumes, oh, Steve's got everything. Fuck him. Yeah, well, like I tell people too, Eventually, this channel will become a members channel only, and it'll be for those who know. And the rest of you can go watch, digital DJ tips and go learn how to DJ and, go watch Mojax. I like his accent. And I like Mojax's videos. This last video he did about the stems, I think was like a little bit of a dig at them. I don't think it was it wasn't the most fair video. It did seem kind of like he played both sides, but I don't know. Considering this guy was such a fan of Denon DJ once upon a time, he does seem like he's starting to float over to the dark side, you know what I mean? Let's go on, Oscar Daniel. Yeah, Denon go for remove the jogs, replace with touch strips like the Novation Twitch. That would work. Look who's in the house. It's Drew Sim. What's going on, buddy? Just talking about so many people were whining, and Mojax kind of did it too. Like, Denon DJ promised all the Prime 4 people they were going to have standalone stems, and they didn't do it, and this is a sloppy fix. That's what he said, man. He said it was a sloppy fix. Fucking, they work great. The stems on the prepared stems done in Engine OS sound as good or better than anything else out there currently right now. And it's not like they're done. It's not like they're done tweaking shit, you know what I mean? The only downfall I could see, perhaps, the worst thing that could happen is you take the time that you analyze all your goddamn music, you make your stems, you move them over to your hard drive, and then maybe in a month or so, they tweak the algorithm, they do something to make it sound a little better, and they make you have to do it all over again. That would be the shitty part. The other thing I don't necessarily understand is, especially on the Prime 4 Plus, if I can plug, this is the dumb part that I'm missing. And I'm going to have to ask these guys, because this doesn't make any sense to me. If I can plug in my Prime 4 to my computer with an internal SSD drive, and it can read it like a hard drive, why do I got to move shit back and forth consistently? How come I can't just have my shit on the drive and tell Engine DJ to look at it and just fucking read it? Read it and analyze it and put the analyzed shit there. Right? Is there some goddamn reason why I have to synchronize shit over, fucking do it, and bring it back in? There's a lot of fucking around steps that don't need to be done. And Chuck, I was in a meeting with these guys. I said the exact same thing. It is something I think they're going to work on. You got to be able to preview that shit. Because all the songs that I've stemmed out sound good. I tried, old rock, and got a picture too. I'm not working with FLAC files. Fuck that. I purposely took YouTube rips, Beastie Boys Sabotage. You can barely, the guitar is so grimy in there. Like, everything's just a blur. Nirvana, same thing. You could barely understand what this guy's saying. And when I read it through stems, it separated that shit really, really well. Billy Idol, White Wedded, the bass line. Never mind just vocals and drums. No one's focusing on bass lines. I pulled just the bass and then slowed it down and made this like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, you see in the movies and they like take a song and slow it down and make it kind of creepy. It could do it. So I've done it with hip hop. I did it with Taylor Swift. I've done it with drum and bass. I've done it with lots of different genres, and I'm pretty impressed. I haven't had anything stemmed out that sounded like shit to me, considering I'm playing with YouTube rips. I tried it with some FLAC files too, but I purposely want to see how the everyday guy out there, because I know there's a lot of pirates out there just ripping the music. how would it sound for that? You know, I did it with Elvis. I took some Elvis vocals and threw it with some drum and bass, and it sounded strange enough. It sounded good. You see, so Drew, I'll tell you what the value of listening to it in advance, because you're going to triple your hard drive space, right? So it wouldn't hurt to do it. And I think even from a production side of things, another thing they're missing is, let's just say Engine OS could stem it out and you could preview it. Why couldn't we be able to take that track and export it out? No, kind of double duty. Like, we're already doing some anyways. Let me export that shit out because, hey, maybe I do want to use it on a CDJ, because Virtual DJ can do this. Virtual DJ can export the shit out for CDJs. So I just think preview would be good. Because, you know, maybe you just want to preview some shit and you're like, you know what? That bass line sounds really good. I want to use that with this. And you could just use it to, you know, get some ideas. And the truth is, man, I'm pretty sure that Engine OS guys, there was screenshots of this shit around a long time ago. They've got DJ software, just like Serato and Rekordbox. They just didn't release it because, you know, then they wouldn't have been able to say that they don't have software. You know what I mean? So I think somewhere in a back room, there's some actual software out there. And it would just be nice to play around a little bit. I would love to see an iPad, Engine DJ iPad preparation thing too. There's definitely things these guys can do. What's going on, Pew Pew Pizza? Well, yeah, like Chuck says, I want to be able to hear what it sounds like first and maybe just get some ideas. You see, the thing too, Drew, is they do give you, you're not taking up any space at that point so much either. Like, it's so quick, it's on the fly, so I can hear what it sounds like without all that fucking around and moving my files around and shit. And they by the way, Drew, they actually agree. When I mentioned to them like this, like, you guys need to have preview, they fully agree too. It's not like they're saying fuck it. I'm sure it won't take long before you see an update where there's going to be a preview. That's the best thing with this company, is they talk to everyone, they listen, and they're not just listening and say fuck it. They actually listen and they change things pretty quick. And you're right, Drew. You can't pre-listen on the queue, but you can still load it up and, you know, old school before we had this all preview queue bullshit, and just play it and listen to it because it analyzes that quick, right? But yeah, just fucking, you can't please nobody, man. You can't please nobody. These guys deliver stems, and then people were like, wow, yeah, said it was gonna do it on the fly. And you know what? I do wish, because I have access to all the streaming services through my players, I wish that they could do them on the fly and I could do it with my streaming services. That would be cool. But we're not there yet. At least not on a standalone. That's the beauty about this shit. The Denon DJ equipment works so goddamn good a virtual DJ. If you really want to have all the bells and whistles of everything, just plug in a goddamn laptop. The Prime 4 Plus works so good with virtual DJ, it doesn't even fucking make sense. DJ Pro. Take your iPad, sit it on your screen of your Prime 4 or Prime 4 Plus, plug it in, and fuck, you would think this thing was built for it. My iPad fits that fucking screen perfect. I can adjust it. It's like a holder for the iPad. And everything works like you'd expect it to work. There's no mapping shit. There's no fucking around. So I can't say the same about the Pioneer DJ stuff. It doesn't necessarily... CDJ 3000s work good with DJ Pro on Mac, but doesn't work with an iPad. Yeah, Stems is for open format DJ, hip hop DJ. The house guys, the techno guys, don't really need it. And, and there's the thing. Once we do Stems on the fly, we're not going to need to preview it, right? Because it's going to be on the fly. I can just listen to it. I can just load up a track, put the volume fader down, hit my cue button, and hit play, and hit my button, be like, yeah, okay. And I'd be good. And everything would be cool. Everything would be cool if I could do that. And let me tell you, I still personally believe at the end of the day, stems are fun, they're cool, and I think it's a bit of a fad. I think there's some people that are going to be really good with stems and do some really cool shit. Then there's going to be other people that overuse it and becomes a crutch and they can't mix with the shit. And then there's people that will not pay attention to the key and have vocals over top of something else and it'll sound like shit. We're going to end up in the next couple of years with a lot of shitty mashups. There'll be a lot of good mashups and there's going to be a lot of shitty mashups because with great power comes great responsibility. And if you got the power of stems, you need to be responsible and make sure you're still following some kind of rules of making music. Keeping things, in the relative key to each other. Not mashing the whacked up shit together. And same with stems. Some songs are going to stem better than others. Just based on their vocal range, the studio quality of the song in general, the genre. So don't feel like you need to stem every fucking song you have in your collection. There's no need to stem everything. Stem what you think might be good. And that's where the preview thing would be decent because, you know what? Not everything's going to sound as good as you wish it does. Even like some of the shit Cleveland Terry was doing, the song he was using, I'm like, probably wasn't the best choice of song to really show off because I've stemmed things out that sound way better. Taylor Swift sounds pretty fucking good stemmed out. I was very surprised. It sounded like, an acoustic version. Just the guitar and her voice was like, this is like acoustic version. Drew's like, just get a big ass hard drive. Well, yeah. Oh, by the way, to all my American friends, congratulations. Your next president wants to put a 25% tariff on goods from Canada. There's a lot of cars made in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. You know what I mean? What do you think? That's the 25% tariff is going to screw with us or is it going to screw with you? Because you're still going to buy this shit from us and all we're going to do, we're not going to take a 25% hit. We're just going to charge 25% more. That's all. This guy's stupid. So now what? You're like, well, it's so expensive from Canada, I'm not going to buy it. Well, where else are you going to buy it? Lumber. We got a lot of fucking trees up here, man. A lot of lumber comes from Canada. A lot of oil, a lot of gas. There's a lot of shit that comes from Canada that you probably don't even realize comes from Canada. And you're going to see your fucking prices go woo through the fucking roof. And the guy said, until we get control of our border for illegal crossings and drugs, how much drugs do you think come from Canada into the States? Like, we are the big drug smugglers of the world. How many Canadians do you think want to sneak over to the US that are trying to flock to escape Canada? Like, I'm going to go over to the States. I'm going to sneak over there and I'm going to go work in the fields picking fruit like I'm a Mexican. Come on, for fuck's sakes. Trump's not that smart, man. I kind of like Trump in a lot of ways, but this was one of the stupid things. And like, you want to fuck with China? Sure. Why are you fucking with Canada? What's wrong with you? Our hockey teams and our football teams all play together, you idiot. Our basketball teams play together. You're a fucking moron, dude. It's a stupid shit. What dumbness, man. Yeah, the price of hookers from London, Ontario are going to get expensive. I love how Chuck listens. He listens and pays attention to the channel. Yep. Yeah, Drew. Your fucking ketchup chips, those fucking chocolate bars, you're gonna be fucked. You poor bastards. Don't worry. I'll send some over to you. We'll get them over to you. What's this going on here? Oh, on other news, you guys know Dodge Danger. He's one of the viewers on here, and he wants me to do a mix for does this radio station out of Laguna Beach, California, for the last 5 years, where they focus on house and techno on a Friday night. And he says he's been listening to my shit for a long time, and he thinks I'm a good DJ, blah blah blah, and he wants me to do a mix for the radio station. And they're going to shout at the social media, and I guess they're encouraging me to be on the mic as well a little bit too, so it's going to sound like I'm in studio and I'm talking a bit and shit in between as I'm mixing. He just said I got to make sure I don't swear. That's all. Shouldn't be too hard, I guess. So yeah, that could be fun. Be kind of an interesting thing to add to the resume of that Steve Stone, the radio DJ. Doing my radio voice from downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's Steve Stone in the mix. Question is, will I do the mix on the Denon DJ gear, or am I going to do it on the Pioneer DJ gear or the Alpha Theta DJ gear? I don't know. I kind of feel like, if I'm going to be playing house and techno, I'm probably going to want to use my Euphonia. Or my Flex 2. Yeah. I could do a mix on the Flex 2. I got to get some videos. I got to get the new bed frame tomorrow. I got the mattress yesterday. It's bigger than I thought I was ordering a double, and I ordered a queen. So that's really fucking... There's no return in the fucking thing. It's just too much trouble. So the extra few inches makes me have to rearrange the whole goddamn place. I mean, when I set this shit up tomorrow, my OCD is going to go bananas because it's going to be off-centered on shit, which means I'm going to have to redo everything. And I've been meaning to redo everything for a long time. I have to take into account my background, how I like to have my camera. There's going to be a lot of changes here in the next couple of months. Not looking forward to it. I should be doing this shit right now. Yeah, the Flex 2 on the 18-inch screen. Oh, you know what else I did today? Friends and family. I finally set up, I had Amazon affiliate, but it was just Canadian. So I finally have an Amazon affiliate set up under a US account, but I have it set up for global. So I've been told by many YouTubers I'm fucking missing out on the fact that, you know, like my nano leaf lights there, for instance, the touch screen, people seeing like the meters. There's all kinds of things I use here on the channel, the microphone, everything. So pretty soon in my descriptions, I'm going to have my affiliate links for everything you see me use. The 47 hat that I wear all the time, my Moscot glasses maybe. Like, I'm just going to list everything because it's another way you can help me as well. We all shop on Amazon. So when you click my affiliate link, within, I think it's like a 24-hour span that you could buy something else. There's something else you want to buy. And I'm going to get like a small percentage on my end. So it's a win-win for everyone. If you're already going to be shopping on Amazon, why not just do it through my affiliate link to get the shit you want anyways? You know, even if you got to get diapers for your kids and you happen to click on my link for some DJ shit within that 24-hour span, you need to buy diapers, you're buying some food, whatever you're buying, I'm going to get like a piece, a little, a fuck all piece, mind you, but hopefully it all adds up as the channel gets bigger and bigger, right? I am not going to put a Mix Tour Pro on my Amazon link because I don't have one, nor do I want one, Chuck. I figure I got to have a little bit of credibility around here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit I'm willing to give a try to. You know, like the Flex 2. I was willing to give it a try because they're marketing it to like beginner DJs. They're not saying it's pro. They're not trying to make it sound anything more than it is. And I'm cool with that. The Mix Tour Pro, once again, there's another company using Laid Back Luke to try to sell your product. And they could have made it pro. They could have made that thing solid. They could have put aluminum knobs on it. They could have put XLRs on it. They could have put a better sound card in it. There's all kinds of shit they could have done. They fucking didn't. They could have put digital out on it. They didn't do anything to that machine. They put the word pro on it. So, stupid. Don't use the word pro if it's not pro. They could have called it the Mark II. They could have called it anything. They could have called it the LB. LBL. The LBL. You know, Mix Tour LBL. Because it's got the guy's logo on it. Just don't fucking call it shit pro. I don't like to see people misled. And that's fucking highly misleading. That's like me saying I'm a pro DJ. I am not. I am a YouTube guy that happens to have a lot of DJ equipment, and once in a while I can do a decent mix. That's it, man. So if you haven't hit the like button, now's your time to do so. If you haven't sent a couple bucks, what's going on, buddy? What we got? Who just joined in there? Birthday's coming up. December 7th. It's not that far away. So I want something for the lab. You know, I just bought the Pocket 3 camera. I'm using my Sony a7 IV, which I spent a lot of money on this fucking camera and for the lenses and shit, by the way. And it would be nice to build up the account a little bit if everyone shot $1 or $2 into my PayPal. It would help to, like, pay for some of the shit I already have here. I need to buy an overhead rig for my desk to mount cameras to, so I can do more product review things and make them look professional like the other guys are doing. Do more mixes, because when I do a mix, I can't make any money on it. So, but if I was doing a mix and people were sending $1 or $2, then I don't mind. Because I had someone say, "Hey man, could you do some more mixes?" I'm like, it's my time. I'm 50 years old. I got health issues and shit. I got lots of stuff to do. I can't just burn time like this. Like right now, I burnt 1 hour and 30 minutes. More. Has it been 1 hour and 30? Sorry. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Haven't made a dime. And I got, like, if you looked around my place, you would think, why the fuck aren't you doing what you're supposed to do? Dishes, laundry, put things away, take my old bed frame apart, get ready for the new one, move DJ equipment around, do some videos on the Opus Quad and on the Flex 2 and on stems. And there's a bunch of shit I should be doing, and a lot of that shit where I could be making some money. But I came on here because, you know what, this is a community. We all like to hang out, and we like to rant. We like to talk about some shit. And I thought, hey, stems came out. It's the following day. I just wanted to get some input on what people thought about this whole situation, as I see the crazies online crying about the fucking shit. So yeah. And yes, I saw the Alpha Theta update. I knew about this update already like a few days ago before they posted it. Some firmware shit. And here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be a firmware that they're going to give us. It's a firmware that they want to put on the units, because I don't know what's different about it, but there's something where potentially maybe, like if they put the firmware on and it bricks or fucks up, they can take care of it. If you put the firmware on and something fucks up, you're screwed. So I don't think this is going to be a public firmware, but I could be wrong. Just from what I heard, because my first thought was, shit, why did I send my fucking unit back? It was fucking up, but I was thinking maybe a firmware was going to fix it. But really, it's, you know what? I got the money back from my AZ. The plan is to rebuy it. But I gotta say, it's going to be very fucking difficult for me to buy the AZ. And you know why? I liked it. But do I really think it's going to replace my CDJ-3000s and a mixer? Not entirely. Like, yeah, it does, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? And then when I see the Prime 4 Plus with stems on it, and I play with that shit, I'm like, that changes the way I DJ. And then even playing on the Opus Quad for a couple of minutes, and I see the touch effects and some of the shit that it can do that I can't do on a 3000, I can't do on an A9, I can't do on a V10, I can't do on an AZ. And then I'm like, well, fuck. Even this changes the way I DJ a little bit. So it's a tough call, man. It's a real tough call. Like, you either, that's the problem with this shit. You either got to own everything, and you got thousands of dollars of shit just sitting around. Drew, Chuck, we know who you guys are. DJ Farns, same guy. You got all this shit sitting there collecting dust because you can only use one thing at a time. Or you're OCD like a motherfucker and you're switching your systems out every 2 minutes. There doesn't seem to be a good answer to, like, what's the one thing you would buy? If I had to pick one piece of gear right now of everything I have, and I had to say, fuck it, abandon everything else, I have to say, and it's not because of any connection to anybody, no loyalty, but the Prime 4 Plus That's the one. And I fucking made that video a year ago, over a year ago, about the best system I've used out of everything was the Prime 4. Now I would say the Prime 4 Plus with the stems, streaming music, control my lights, you know, like really, if I had to say fuck everything, that's the one. The only thing the Prime 4 can't do that kind of bothers me, because yesterday when I was making videos, this was a bitch. The only external sound card I have is a Tractor 4. There's no drivers for it for Mac anymore. Like the Audio 4 by Native Instruments. So I can't just plug that fucking thing into my computer, use it like a sound card. Doesn't work like that. All of the fucking Pioneer DJ standalone shit works like that, but theirs doesn't. So that's the only shitty thing. Scott Frost saying, I keep the Mac. Well, yeah, but you still need a controller, right? So obviously, I'm just talking about DJ equipment in general. Like, what would I get rid of? DJ wise. Clearly, I'm going to keep the computer, right? I'm always going to have a laptop. But even that, the Prime 4 Plus, as a standalone, it does everything. It works with DJ Pro on my iPad. It works with DJ Pro on the Mac. It works with Virtual DJ. It works with Serato. So, just saying, you know, I like all my gear, but if I had to pick one goddamn thing, you know, some put the gun to my head and said, okay, you gotta get rid of all this shit, but you get to keep one. That's probably the one. You know, like I gotta say, my Rain Performer 2 is a second close. It's not an all-in-one, but I love the Rain Performer. There is no other fucking system out there, I don't care what anyone tells me, that has better faders than the Performer. The motorized jog wheels are great. Everything about that fucking system is amazing. This is not a sponsored thing by InMusic. You know, like I said, I like everybody. This Opus Quad, as much as I thought I was going to hate the Opus Quad, there's some things that are a little quirky, odd to me. Overall, now that it's sitting in front of me, and it's not just a picture or a video, I'm like, you know what? I could see the idea behind this. This is interesting because the Opus Quad really is the biggest competition to the Prime 4 Plus, because it has a zone output. It's got Bluetooth in. It's got some shit. You know what I mean? That it was like purposely designed, not for a club, but kind of for an event DJ. That's something that looks a little classy and a little upscale and doesn't quite look like DJ equipment. I could see where they were going with this and the functionality and some of the things can do. Once again, the missing streaming services, obviously they weren't planning on that. I don't know what happened, why we have this big delay, but they're going to come. And I can only hope for anyone who bought this thing that when they do have streaming services, they work out some kind of shit with Beatport to give you like a 3-month free trial or some shit. Something to say sorry for the fucking delay. That would be nice. So it is interesting. This Opus Quad really, it's not the AZ that's in competition with the Prime 4 Plus. It's the Opus Quad. Opus Quad was not designed for a club DJ. You're not going to use an Opus Quad and walk over to CDJ 3000s and be like, yeah, I'm good. No, because it's very fucking different. It's its own thing. And you know, Chuck, it's interesting that you say that because I have the V10 up for sale. There hasn't been a lot of like, no one's really biting on it. But you're right. It's a tough one. I don't know if it'd be the V10 or the Euphonia, to be honest. Because I feel like the V10 has just more life to it. There's like, I can do a lot more with the V10. The Euphonia is just kind of limited genre-wise. Like, I'm not going to play I'm not going to do drum and bass on a Euphonia. I can't do, jump in between faders and shit. Just, you can, but not the same. Get his own PX5, 2K2s, and done. Not my style either. I think the V10, I'm pretty sure I had this thing listed at 5,000 Canadian with the skin on it and a deck saver. And you're right, Chuck. That Euphonia goes with the SE6000s really, really good. That's why I can't wait to hear this thing. Like, it's sad that the AZ, the Opus Quad, the Prime 4, I've all been using these things hooked up with, I have a pair, but I only got one plugged in, the Mackie Free Play live speakers. So I haven't been getting like the full good sound of these things. These Mackie Free Plays, they're okay, but they're nothing compared to my Pioneer DJ VM80s. And I haven't put anything over here. So, like I say, when I redo the place, ultimately what I think I need to do to my place, right now I've got multiple DJ setups and it doesn't make sense speaker-wise because I want speakers on either side of me and my DJ equipment in the middle. So what I really need to do is have a shelf, to put a shelf system up where I can put all the equipment and literally just set up one system at a time and be like, okay, here's what's running today, and make everything easy just to unplug, move to the shelf, plug it out, next piece in, have a camera overhead, and make one station because I'm really limited in space in my place. It's not big. But this all requires money as well and the manpower to move shit around in. Yeah, I'd be better to sell in US currency, but the shipping of things and stuff, it just becomes a pain in the ass, to be honest. Anyways, guys, it's 3:45. I've got a bunch of shit I got to get done here. I kind of started my day a little later than I anticipated. So, thanks for sticking by the stream. I didn't see any alerts. I don't think anybody did any PayPal stuff because when you do, I usually see something. Can I say something? Let me see. Maybe I didn't get any alerts. Let's just see if anyone hooked up. No. We had a couple donations yesterday. Nothing crazy, like there was a 1 week when I had the AZ and I was doing all the AZ videos. People are just helping out like crazy. It was, there was a good couple of weeks where people were really putting the money in. I know Christmas is coming out. People might, and Thanksgiving for you guys in the States. And money's getting tight. But a buck or two from everyone, like even say there's been 299 views. If one third gave $1 each, and I had to made $100 in the past hour and a half, that would have been perfect. It's a good day. I'm not a rich guy. I'm not trying to be greedy. Ultimately, if I can make $100 a day, I'm okay to do this shit. That's kind of all I really need to, $100 a day covers my food, because I don't cook a lot. I eat out more than I should. Covers things like that. Gives me a little extra money. I'm not getting rich. It just kind of keeps me going. And gives me the time to do this shit. And I don't have to fucking worry about trying to do photography things and Google 360 tours and shit. Because I much rather do this. But yeah. The link is there if you want to help out. If you don't, share the content. Hit the like button. Just help me grow the channel. And I will be having in the next stream and all my videos, I'm going to have a list of Amazon affiliate things. I'm going to actually maybe do a video, maybe a little later today, about I'm just going to hunt through Amazon and find some cool shit that I think would be useful for us, and try to find some deals and make a few videos like that, like YouTube shorts. Like, you know what? Here's a product, here's a product, here's a product, here's a link, and try to generate like that, because in that way, you guys are getting some value, you're getting something out of it, and I get something back. And it's not just me begging for the cash all the time, and you don't get nothing out of it except me, which I think has some value, but I get it. I kind of get it. It'd be a lot easier to just click a link, buy something that you want, and me get a little commission off of it. Because that's how the rest of the YouTube guys are making their money. 13 years of doing this, and I start to realize, you know, guys like DJ Carlo, they got Amazon, he had Amazon affiliates, now he's got Guitar Center affiliates. So I got to get onto the affiliate game. And I also need to start restreaming this shit out to Twitch and everywhere else as well too, because there's just a lot of opportunity and a lot of time put into this shit that I could have been, if I had done things correctly from the beginning, I'd be doing this stream from like a penthouse condo in a very nice sunny country. Oh well. Thanks everyone to stop by. I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.